Okay, today's video lesson, I'm going to do something a little different from what I normally do with slides and everything. I just want to show you what it looks like to write some notes and then to use notes to answer a question. So today, I'm going to be reading a text about the California Gold Rush, and the question I'm seeing, it says, describe what made the California Gold Rush difficult for the people who went on the rush, difficult for the miners. Okay, so my first thing that I'm going to do, I pre-read the question, and when I pre-read a question, I'm actually going to write the question for myself in the notes. I don't need to write the whole thing down, but I'm going to rewrite the question for myself. So it says, describe what made it hard for the miners. Okay, so describe why gold rush hard for miners. Okay. When I write my notes, I'm not writing in complete sentences. I just kind of want to get it out there and be quick and have stuff for myself. I'm going to take these notes and use them to write in complete sentences when I finish my answer, but I'm going to be quick. I'm going to read, and every time I find something after a paragraph that's got something that was hard for the people who were involved, I'm going to write a quick note about it. And then later I'm going to come back and write in detail in complete sentences. So, the California Gold Rush lasted from 1848 to 1855, with an estimated 300,000 people coming to the West to strike it rich. My thinking voice is saying there's not much there that's about hard. Maybe the number of people, but I don't think so. Gold was first discovered in California at Sutter's Mill in Coloma. James Marshall was hired as a carpenter working on building Sutter's sawmill when he saw flakes of gold in the river. Still nothing, my thinking voice is saying, still nothing's hard for this guy. Seems like he's fine. James Marshall told John Sutter of his discovery, but the two men tried to keep it a secret. Little by little, word soon spread about gold in California. Still nothing about why this is hard, so I'm still just going to wait to write my notes until I come to the details that are important for the question. That's going to save me time and energy. Okay. Word soon spread about gold in California. At the time, there were an estimated 14,000 people in the state. By 1848, the state grew to 20,000 people, and in 1849, 90,000 more people came to be a part of the California Gold Rush. These people came from all over the world, from places in America, Australia, China, Europe, and Mexico. Okay, so I'm seeing something that might be hard here. I have to infer it. It doesn't say it was difficult for these people, but I know that those places are all over the world. It's probably going to take them a long time to travel. So I'm going to say travel long distance. Okay, that's an example from the text. I can use this. It's a detail from the text. I can say travel long distances from all these places. But my note is just real quick. Okay. The group came to be known as the 49ers. There were many hardships for miners, such as physical danger, homesickness, illness, bad food, and sometimes death. Okay, so that sentence was really important. There were a lot of examples in there. So I'm going to record a lot of that information in my notes. Okay, it says physical danger. I'm going to abbreviate that phys danger. I know the word physical, like PE or physics. Homesickness. Illness. Death. Did it say death? Yeah, bad food and sometimes death. Bad food and death. Okay, all reasons it was difficult to be a 49er. Store and business owners ended up rich in comparison with the gold seekers. Some towns or large camps of miners eventually became ghost towns as the gold rush ended. So I could say, it said store and business owners ended up rich in comparison to the gold seekers, so not everybody got rich. Cool. My notes. I wrote them. They're a mess. That's okay. I organized them I made sure that there are bullet points by each note, and I wrote them top to bottom. I didn't have any like compare contrast that I needed to do, so I'm not sorting these into groups. And I didn't get asked a two-part question with like describe this and give examples or anything like that. It's really just notes. So my organization is okay that it's not too separated out. Okay, but now I'm going to use the notes to write an answer to the question. So I need to go back and look at the question. Describe why gold rush hard for miners. And describe why the gold rush was hard for miners. So that's right, I need to kind of think about what I wrote there for a moment. Okay, so now I need to respond to the question. The best way to respond to a question is to restate the question. So, since I'm writing by hand, I'm going to try to write this nicely for my teacher. If I'm typing, I'm going to type it nicely with a capital letter at the beginning and try to spell the words right and put a period at the end. The gold rush was hard for the miners because. Okay, so I took my question and I restated it in my answer. This is the hallmark of a good answer to a question like this. You restate the question. The gold rush was hard for the miners because they had to travel long distances. Period. Okay, I don't want to put my entire answer in one sentence, especially if I've got this many notes. Put a period and then a transition word to the next thing. If I'm adding more examples, I want to say also. You know, also is a great way to start. I'm trying to think of another way to do this. You could say also, in addition, is another great transition word. I'm going to say also, they faced, or they had to deal with, right? Physical danger. Just taking my notes and putting them into the text, right? They had to travel long distances. They faced physical danger. Homesickness. Just reading right off my notes. Illness. And I might even want to stop there and say, and illness. In addition, some of them died. Finally, all right, see, I just took death and I put it right in my notes. Finally, my last note says, not everybody got rich. I'm just going to put that right in there. Not everyone got rich. Okay, all those things are guaranteed to be from the text because I wrote notes about them. I don't need to necessarily go back and reread the text or try to write it word for word. In fact, it's a bad idea to write it word for word. You want to use your own words and your answers to questions like this. And so using notes can help. You have your notes, and you're going to take those notes and transform them into a nice, complete answer that restates the question and puts periods at the end of sentences and has transition words. This is how you do this, okay? This is what a good answer looks like. So that is what I want you to do in today's assignment, is create an answer that looks like this. I hope that you enjoyed seeing my face. For those of you who don't get to do that very often in Ms. Reinheimer's class, it was good to have you all with us today. Check out today's assignment and do your best to write about the railroad in today's assignment. I'll see you on the other side.